Last time on Shadow Piece, the Strawhat Pirates worked hard to free Wano of its past mechanical wounds. That lasted until Absalom got his hands on a Wano newspaper. Reading about the fate of the Beast Pirates struck him harder than expected. Meanwhile, useless Captain Kidd and Trafalgar D. Waterlaw reached their respective new locations. We left off seeing a giant ship approaching the country of the samurai, all while the Strawhat Pirates are returning to the Shogun's estate in the Flower Capital. Hey, Maria, have you heard the news about Queen? Absalom talks with his captain. He doesn't feel remorse about being responsible for someone's death. That's just the way pirates work. Sanji, on the other hand, doesn't seem too accustomed to death. Currently, he's trying to prove himself that Queen was a horrible person, and also connected to his father, so his death was deserved.
Yes, I saw his name in my book a few days ago. In the past week, there has been a massive amount of deaths. I wonder what is going on in the outside world.
Maria is now always up to date when it comes to death, but not knowing the cause of said deaths leaves a lot to the imagination. However, even with all this knowledge, Maria couldn't come up with an answer. Why were so many people dying?
Let me take a look again. Maybe someone else we know died recently.
Reducing the death record to a mere object to spend your time with, Gecko Maria opens up the ominous book. There are countless names Maria doesn't recognize, and to Absalom, who snuck a look at the pages, everything seemed to be empty. Only the user of the Hito no Mi model Hisanashi can see the names of the deceased. Turning a few pages back to start from where he last left off, Sanji chimes in asking, "Did you see Mama's name? Did you see Charlotte Linland somewhere in that book of yours?" Maria shrugs his shoulders.
I have not specifically looked for her, and with the massive increase of pages, she would probably be tens or maybe even hundreds of pages back already. I ain't going through all that just for Big Mom.
The blonde cook feels somewhat relieved. He doesn't know what he would have told Pudding and the other members of the family if he returned with the news of Big Mom's death. For him, the last few weeks have been quite hard. Away from his newfound family, away from his new wife that he just married, and away from his new home. The only upside are the beautiful women of Wano. Even if he would never cheat on Pudding, that's something he would never dare to do. Learning new food recipes and training with Absalom has also been quite instructive.
Now, where was I?
Maria pulls out his reading glasses out of nowhere.
Manu, Liam, Sophie, Matt Crawford, Daniel Rustich, and Yo.
As the Shadow Emperor wants to continue reading, a nervous servant rushes into the room. He is out of breath but still screaming, "Master Maria! Master Absalom! Master Sanji! A giant pirate ship has docked in Habu Port! They... He collapsed before finishing his sentence. There are no injuries on him, so it was just due to his own body overworking itself. In a quick reaction, Maria puts away the book and his glasses, before looking at the two men around him. With a quick nod, they all agree to rush over to Habu Port. After everything was over, the thriller bark got relocated to that port as well, making the whole situation even more important to them.
First a Marine Admiral and now more pirates. Apparently Wano combined with us makes it some sort of hotspot.
Maria is right. Not many people come to Wano during their journey. It is already a good way down the New World, and getting up the waterfall is almost as impossible as surviving a knock-up blast. Finding the elevator to get up the safe way is also very hard, so when people reach the borders of Wano, they mostly just wait for the log post to find a new location to go to. Absalom, his captain, and Sanji rush over to the port as fast as possible. In his base form, Maria is actually slower than the two blondes, but that is nothing to be concerned about. At the port itself, things are starting to heat up. In a deep and sorrowful voice, a man screams, "Bring me to Kaido. I will personally murder him." Sadness, wrath, regret, all kinds of emotions can be heard from his voice. This pirate is screaming like his life depends on it. "Where are they? Show me their bodies. This can't be true." Behind the man shouting for answers, 4 other figures stand in front of their ship. Compared to their captain, they didn't have the same reason to come here. In the end, they just followed their leader. A skull wearing a helmet and 2 blades crossing beneath it. The flag flies on their ship, raised together with 2 other flags. Some samurai stationed at the port are trying to calm down and stop the invader, but they are not able to halt the rampage of the warrior. The first to reach the area is none other than the shogun himself. In his dragon form, he flies towards the port to take care of the situation. As soon as the captain of the intruders notices the dragon, his eyes twitch in rage. "You monster!" With all of his power, he jumps up in the air, starting to pummel the peach dragon. "This is for everyone you made suffer! This is for taking away our leader!" Punch after punch throws Momonosuke around the sky, until the attacker pulls both of his own arms behind the back of his head, readying himself for a finisher attack. "This is the achievement of all the training I did! Take this! Mjolnir!" Like a hammer, his entwined hands zoom towards the mythological dragon, and on the moment they connect, a loud sound can be heard. Like thunder, the sound can be heard from far away, reaching even Moria, Absalom and Sanji's ears. And just like lightning, Momo crashes into the ground. A wall of dust gets thrown up, enveloping the surrounding. The samurai that are present let out yells of worry for the young shogun, but soon they can see his silhouette standing back up. Transforming back into his human form, he exclaims, "Leave my country, foul pirates! As a shogun and protector of Wano, I won't allow anyone to mess with my people." Standing tall and proud, the 20-year-old leader of a country with the mind of an 8-year-old is trying his best. The dust cloud settles down, and everybody regains the ability to see the people in front of them. As soon as that happens, the invader yells out in surprise, "You are not Kaido! Leave me alone! I have something I need to take care of. Go back to your people! We will get revenge against Kaido himself!" Momonosuke is shaken up. The punches hit him hard, making his vision a bit blurry and his stability slightly wonky. Hearing that he was mistaken for Kaido explains a lot. So this person probably isn't even an enemy. Continuing to rub his eyes, Momo replies, "Wait, there seems to be a misunderstanding. Kaido has been taken care of. We reclaimed the country." After just a few seconds, Momo can see clearly again. "Hold up, I know you." The warrior is shook by those statements. Kaido has been taken care of? That man knows me? What is going on here? His thoughts of revenge got stopped in a mere moment. Now only questions remain. How do you know me? We never met each other. No, more importantly, who took care of Kaido? It couldn't be. It is just too much to process. An emperor has fallen? That's not what the newspaper said. Well, Big Mom lost her position, but Kaido didn't. Is the world government covering something up? Or do they just have incorrect information? We met around a month ago. It was a chaotic time, but it's hard forgetting somebody of your size. Momonosuke looks up. Even as an adult, this person towers over him. Aren't you... In the moment he wanted to ask the new visitor if he remembered his name correctly, Absalom and Sanji arrived at the port. Moria is lagging behind a bit, so he is not visible just yet. Momonosuke, are you okay? Where's the intruder? Locking his sight only on the young shogun, he doesn't even notice the large person behind Momo until he points in the direction of him. Absalom looks up and instantly recognizes him. Before he can say anything, the visitor starts gushing. Dark Messiah! So it must have been you who took care of Kaido. I always knew you were the strongest beast. Now, wait a second. It was Moria who won against Kaido. I had my own battle, but what brings you here? Absalom inquires about the situation. While he can relax knowing it is not an enemy that has approached Wano, there are still more than enough questions up in the air. I apologize for my behavior, Dark Messiah. The situation must be hard for you. Starting to get annoyed by the visitor's behavior, the new captain of the Strawhat Pirates says, Get to the point, I don't like people beating around the bush. Once again, apologies are being made. Then the intruder brings out ashes from a small pouch. It is good to hear that you guys won the war, but it must be hard for you now that Moria is dead. Absalom is taken by surprise, and can only make a slight "Oh" leave his mouth. We only noticed his reaver card burning up when it was already too late. It hurts me that after such a short time, our fleet leader has already passed away. The lion hybrid wants to interrupt the person standing in front of him, but he doesn't find the right timing.
Who are you calling that?
Moria has arrived on the scene. Having heard a bit of the talk, he can't help but laugh even more.
So the outside world really thinks I have died. That is good news, and it is nice to see you again. Hyrodin. Didn't.
To be continued. And this is the end of today's episode of Shadowpiece. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to what is going to happen next. What really brings Hyrodin here? I mean, you heard a lot of his motives already, but what do you think is he going to do now that he has learned that Moria isn't actually dead? And what is happening in the outside world that there are so many deaths? So many questions. But all that is left for me to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. This has been Pyro Primer, and we see each other again in the next video. Until then, take care, bye!